If you own an N63 powered BMW, you already know the deal. It's a love and hate relationship. And when that relationship is flourishing, it's incredible. The car feels great, you're having a good time. But sometimes when that relationship takes a turn, it starts to give you a little bit of a headache. The key to these cars are to speak its love language, and that love language is maintenance. What's up guys, thanks for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm gonna be going over 5 diagnostic tools that I use to maintain and diagnose my car. Guys, the links to everything that I'm gonna go over in this video are gonna be in the description below, so go ahead and take a look. And if you're interested, you can join our Discord server for the N63 community if you wanna ask more questions about this video or any other topic relating to an N63 BMW. Invite link is in the description below. With that being said, let's get started. All right guys, first up, we have this Foxwell NT510 scan tool. Now this scan tool isn't your ordinary $20 AutoZone scan tool. There's some dealer level software in the scanner that you're probably gonna need at some point in time. This scan tool is able to diagnose and identify any faults in any of the ECUs that are in your BMW. Additionally, you can reset adaptations, perform a coolant bleed. You're actually able to also code your injectors if you plan on either replacing or upgrading your injectors. You can also register a battery exchange. Believe it or not, you can't just replace your battery without coding or programming your car. This is what will allow you to program the battery. It's less than $200 and this thing practically pays for itself as soon as you buy it. So if you need an actual scan tool, this is the right one. Now, if you've been keeping up to date on my latest videos, you know that this tool saved me thousands already. A smoke tester is useful if you're trying to identify an air leak or a vacuum leak. Air leaks are pretty much invisible and they cause issues like a check engine light, rough idle, or misfires here and there. This tool is gonna save you a lot of time and money if you're trying to figure out where that air leak is coming from. It basically turns a 3-hour guessing game into a 5-minute diagnostic. I'm gonna give you a couple locations of the N63's air intake and vacuum system that you can smoke test to identify some leaks. All right, as you can see, I have my smoke tester hung up here. Right now it's warming up, so it's pretty much just boiling the fluid inside, preparing it for smoke. While that's warming up, if you're suspecting a vacuum leak in your vacuum system, this hose right here is gonna be your best place to smoke test the entire vacuum system. This hose connects to your boost solenoids, your wastegates, your sport valves, your vacuum tank. Additionally, you can smoke test this PCV system here. You can either just take this off, or you can smoke test this hose here, which is also part of your PCV system. Pretty much anywhere that you can find a hole, smoke test it, see where it leads, and see if there's a leak. Now my smoke tester should be good to go, so I'm just gonna flip this on. And then there's smoke. Sorry. As you can see, it's pretty visible. So right now I have my smoke tester connected to my vacuum system. I mean, I just fixed vacuum leak, so there's no smoke coming out, but that's pretty much exactly what you would do if you needed to smoke test your vacuum system. The next tool I'm gonna show you guys is this injector puller. So it's a fact of life that injectors on our cars will fail at some point in time. What this tool does is it threads on to your injectors, and then when you're ready to pull out the injector, you can, and then eventually that injector will come out. What you don't want to do is use like priors or a flathead and try to pry out the injector. You cannot do that. But get this tool. I personally used it when I upgraded to the EU5 injectors. It was really helpful, very easy to use. This is kind of one of those niche tools that you'll likely only use once or twice during your ownership, but when you do use it, you understand why you bought this. So the next tool that I'm gonna go over is a OBD-ENET cable. This is an essential tool if you plan to tune your car with boot mode, XHP, or use Beamer Code or Beamer Link. If you plan on using any flashing tool on your phone, a wired solution is gonna be your best choice. Now with this OBD-ENET cable, I have a USB-C adapter, which allows me to connect to my phone and my laptop. Now, if you have a laptop with just an Ethernet cable, then you don't need this USB-C adapter. For coding and serious flashing, definitely use an ENET cable. Additionally, you can also get one of these that has the same function as the wired connection. It's just wireless and has a Wi-Fi access point. Now, for the wireless dongle, you can use this for data logging. You don't want to have a cable all along your legs and you're trying to start a log while also trying to press the gas and the brake pedal. That's just too much going on and it's a safety hazard. Now, what you do with this is you just plug this in and then go to your phone's Wi-Fi settings, find the adapter, and then go ahead and open up the app that you're planning to use. Now, if you plan on using a wireless dongle, a couple tips: make sure that you put your phone in airplane mode, and also ensure that you turn off the headlights, AC, heat seating, all of that, just to make sure that the car has enough juice to be able to finish your coding or programming session. All right, the next tool that I'm going to go over is ISTA. ISTA stands for Integrated Services Technical Application. ISTA is the software that the BMW dealerships use to service and diagnose your vehicle. The diagnostics and the troubleshooting that you can do with this software goes way deeper than the BMW scan tool that I mentioned earlier in the video. This is a direct connection between your laptop and the car, and you're basically at the dealership. Now, I can't host the BMW's ISTA software for obvious reasons, but if you do a little bit of Googling, you can find yourself a copy. Now, what you do with the software is you download it on a laptop and then connect to your car with the OBD to ENET cable. You launch the software, it'll recognize the car and do a full test to tell you exactly what's going on with your car. It completely gets rid of that guesswork of diagnosing and trying to understand what's going on with your car. You can adjust your VANOS system, adjust your injectors, see if your wastegates are performing as they should. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger a couple of components that are controlled by the first DME. And what I'm able to do is select the data log channels that I wanna take a look at. So I'll just select these four, and then I'll hit read state, and that tells me the current values for each of these components. And say, for example, if I want to trigger my radiator fan, because maybe I'm suspecting that it's not working, I can hit electric fan and then trigger component. And hopefully you can hear the fan has started. It's at full blast right now. And then when I'm done, hit trigger component again, and the fan turns off. Like I said, there's pretty much nothing that you can't do with this software. All right, guys, so there you have it. Those are the tools that I've used to keep and maintain my 550i over these 4 years and about 70,000 miles. Owning an N63 doesn't have to be as much of a nightmare as long as you're prepared and you have the right tool set. Again, links to all of the relevant products will be listed in the description below. If you have questions, drop a comment down below or join our N63 community Discord. Thank you guys so much for the support. We just hit 3,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago, and I'm very thankful to have an audience as supportive as you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.